Hi, Danny. Today we are going to go over lesson 16. It starts on page 98 in the book if you want to follow along. I'll have you do the facts practice, mental math, problem solving, and then let's jump into this. All right, we're going to talk about the U.S. customary system today. First of all, check out this new car. It's called the accordion. Do you like it? Okay. All right, so this lesson talking about the U.S. customary system is kind of things that we use to measure. So when we work together with other people in society, obviously we have to agree on a system of measurements. That way you can trade things, you can make sure you're buying the same thing as what you think you are, things like that. So this is units of weight, volume, and length that we're going to go over. And there's two systems that are used in the United States. The first system is called the U.S. customary system. U.S. customary system. Oh my heck, I cannot even say that. All right, let's try it one more time. U.S. customary system. That's actually, we got that originally from the English system. And it has units of feet, things like gallons, things like pounds. And now it's called, it was originally the English system, but now it's called the U.S. customary system. So that's what that is. And that's why those people from the UK gave it to us. There's the other one. The other one is what most of the world uses. And this is called the international. That's why I put a picture of the whole world, because it's the international system of units. It's also called the metric system, and it has units of meters, liters, and kilograms, things like that. So we're going to go over both units of measurements, and also what they want you to sort of have in the back of your mind as you go through this lesson is sort of a sense of what these units mean. Okay, so this table shows the common weight equivalents in U.S. customary system. So we have things like 1 pound, which is equal to 16 ounces. So that's why when a baby's born, you might say they're 7 pounds and 8 ounces, something like that, because there's 16 ounces in a pound. So once you get to 16 ounces, you're just going to go to the next pound, right? So if you're 1 pound, 16 ounces, you would be 2 pounds, right? The other one here is a ton, and 1 ton is equal to 2,000 pounds. Okay, let's go over an easy example. You'll have this done in your head before I even explain it. But if you look at a pickup truck, and it's a half-ton pickup truck, it can carry a load of half a ton. So then it asks, what is the load capacity in pounds? So if it can carry half a ton, let's look at the table. 1 ton is 2,000 pounds. So if we are at half of a ton, then it's half of this. So the answer would be 1,000 pounds. You probably already knew that. Okay, so let's jump to the second example. I'm going to go over these units of length first. So you should have this one memorized. 12 inches is in a foot. I also have this one memorized, 3 feet in a yard. And the way I memorized it is I picture a yard like a backyard, and there's 3 feet in the backyard. And the reason it's memorable is because that would be weird, right? Is there one person that's 3-legged, or is there 2 people, one of them with only 1 leg? I don't know. It's kind of weird. But anyway, there are 3 feet in that backyard. And that helps me to remember 3 feet in a yard. And then, these, I don't think you have to memorize that, but you might need to look back at it for some of your problems. So just know where to find that information. And there's 5,000 feet in 1 mile. Okay, let's do example 2. 1 yard is how many inches? Okay, so they're asking you to go from yards to inches. And that's not super easy because that wasn't in the table, right? So in order to do that, we're going to go from yards to feet, and then to inches, right? So if it's 1 yard, let's look at the table. 1 yard is going to be 3 feet, because there's 3 feet in that yard. And if there's 3 feet, how many inches? There's 12 inches in 1 foot, so it's going to be 12 times 3, and the answer is 36 inches. Make sure that you write units on your answers, because you have to have units in order to get it right. Okay, let's do example 3. A mountain bike is how many feet long? And in this one, they just want to make sure that you have a good sense of how long is that supposed to be. Because if you if you do a problem and you get an answer and the answer is like 50 feet, you should be kind of scratching your head like, that doesn't make sense that a mountain bike is 50 feet long. So they just want to know, like, what's your best guess? And the answer here is 5 or 6 feet. So like an adult is 5 or 6 feet tall. So if they laid down on the ground next to a mountain bike, they might go from top to bottom of that mountain bike. So that makes sense to me. All right, now let's go over these. Just like there's units of length, are units of volume, like how much liquid can you put in something, right? So here's the volume. You can have a cup of something. If you double a cup, if you get 2 cups, then that's equal to a pint. A pint, you might buy like a pint of half and half in the store. It's like a tiny container of milk or something like that. And then if you have 2 pints, so if you double this, you get a quart of something. And if you have 4 quarts, so times 4, that's equal to a gallon. So 1 gallon of milk has 4 quarts in it. Okay, and the way that you can remember that is by thinking of this gallon man. So his body is a gallon, and then each of his extremities, like the shoulder, the thigh, the knee, the other shoulder, these are quarts. And so since there are 4 of them attached to him, that means there's 4 quarts in a gallon. And then this part of his arm is a pint. And the way you can remember, there's 2 pints in a quart. So that means there's 2 pints attached to each quart. 2 pints attached to each quart. And then these tiny little things, which are like the fingers and toes, those are cups. So that means there's 2 cups attached to each pint. So there's 4 cups inside 2 pints. And then you can kind of, if you think of this guy, you can also start to figure out, how many cups equal 1 quart, because it would be 4 cups that are attached to that 1 quart, and so just think about what attaches and what that means. Okay, let's go on to a problem. Example 4, Steve drinks at least 8 cups of water every day. How many quarts is that? So they want you to change 8 cups to how many quarts? So should we look at the gallon man to figure that out? We know that 2 cups is 1 pint, and then 2 pints is a quart. So it's going to be 4 pints, which is 2 quarts. Does that make sense? Tell me if that doesn't make sense, but I have a feeling that you are already way ahead of me on this one. Okay, the next example is easy. This is talking about units of temperature, Fahrenheit and Celsius, things like that. So they give you this picture, and it says how many Fahrenheit degrees are between the freezing and the boiling temperatures of water. So let's look at the boiling temperature. That's here where water boils, and it's 212 degrees. So I'm going to put 212 degrees. And then what is the freezing point? That's here where water freezes, and it is 32 degrees. So if we subtract those, that's the difference between the freezing and the boiling point temperatures of water, and you just do the math on that, and you'll figure out it's 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, guess what? That's it. One more day to Friday. Have fun doing your homework today. Love you, buddy. Bye.